so like appropriate, or like, so like you can see the problem, but you just can't, I can't make the person understand the problem.
Or that she didn't
try.
need to have the problem pointed out. She just needed somebody to acknowledge that she was struggling with it.
Right, exactly. I think sometimes in our haste to be helpful, we want to solve it. It seems so obvious to us, right? If she took the nail out of her head, her sweaters wouldn't be snagged, she wouldn't have a headache. Like, come on, what's wrong with this woman, right? It's very tempting, but we really have to be mindful that, again, and look at the whole mood of the interaction changed when he just listened, right? She felt heard, he was being compassionate, he was being present, he was making good eye contact, he was listening, for a brief moment, but it was, could you see the difference? So how can this apply to camp? And with your little buddies, or with your kids that you might meet, or with each other?
Don't try to fix them.
Try to fix them. Listen, be supportive. It's very tempting. It's very tempting to get in the middle, to start telling them what they should do, or what would be the best way when you start talking about change. Well, listen, if you just said this to your mother, I'm sure it would be fine. Or if I did it like this, if you just did this, it would be really good. You guys have an example? Come on, we could use something, come on. Yeah? Okay, I didn't know if you had to do it. We could use a laugh. Anybody else? It's pretty self-explanatory, right? Just to be mindful of that. I think this is a great illustration of that. Because I think we're all here because we want to help people, right? We're not here because we don't like people. We're not here because we don't want to make a difference. We're not here because we don't want to assist and support. But that doesn't mean it's to fix. And sometimes if you just listen, most people can figure out what they need to do on their own if you give them the opportunity to talk it through. Or if they don't want to talk about it, your job isn't to say, you'd feel better if you talked about it. If you would just talk about it. Why won't you talk about it? Please tell me all about it. You may not have a child who's ready to do that. What you might be able to say, what could you say instead of saying, come on, talk to me, what could you say? Yep. Anytime this weekend, if you want to talk about your mom or whoever it was, I'd really be happy to listen. If you don't want to, that's okay, but I'm here. You never know when you're connected, and it may not always be verbal. And I told Dan I was going to use this example because something happened with him. He had a kid a couple years ago. Remember him? Yes. I warned him. And he wasn't a real verbal kid. He wasn't a problem. He wasn't acting out. He just wasn't real talkative. And at one point I said, how's it going? He goes, well, he's not really saying much, but it's okay. So this little boy wanted to fish. So down they went with the group. And if you do go fishing, we drive you down and all that. And I went down, I guess, to get them. And I said, where's Dan? And he said, oh, they're over on the other side. And I went and I looked. And he was standing there next to his little buddy who had Dan's hat and he had Dan's sunglasses. And when I said to Dan, so he said, what? He goes, yeah. He said, he needed my son. He asked me if he could wear my hat. Sure. To me, that was a connection. It might seem really subtle, but you just never know. So I encourage you not to, again, it's our expectations. It's what we think it's going to be. That may not be what it looks like. It doesn't mean that you haven't made a difference. It doesn't mean that you haven't made a connection. If you would like us to point out where we see the connection, we'd be happy to, because we see it everywhere. We see Johnny in those couple little things, and clearly when he came up to me in the gym, I knew something went well, or he would have turned around and walked the other way. So you just never know. And so take a minute to think about that too when you leave, to reflect on the weekend. And how you do, because believe me, you will make a difference. These kids are coming because they want to come. They're not mandated by the court. So they're not being kicked, dragged. They're coming. So they're open as they can be, and that can look different from kid to kid. Okay, last but not least.